This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome in. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. New at 11, the dropping temperatures are a huge relief for some residents of a Muncie public housing complex.
Now, they have not had electricity or air conditioning for more than 2 weeks.
RTV6 reporter Graham Hunter is getting answers and learning how residents are coping with the heat and lack of power.
Since July 5th, parts of this housing complex have either been fully without power or had partial power. In spite of that, residents we talked to said they wanted to stay here, to stay together, and say they appreciate the efforts of employees who helped them through this crisis.
I still have no air. No, the whole building doesn't have air.
During one of the hottest weekends of the year, John Stankiewicz had no air conditioning.
Right now, I'm running cord out to the hallway, which that's powered by a generator.
The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development tells RTV6 parts of the building's electrical system had to be sent to Detroit for repair.
We had the 95 and 97 day no air. And I kept my windows closed because I know if you keep your windows closed, that hot air doesn't come in.
As of Sunday, 30 to 36 units were still with partial power.
The highest it got in my apartment was 82.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's hot. But I used to live in Florida, so that's no big thing.
The building has been declared safe for people to live in by fire and police officials. How's everybody been dealing with this? How are the spirits of people?
Good, good.
Yeah.
We all pull together, and Muncie Housing Authority's been real good. They've been feeding us.
The Red Cross is providing cots in a downstairs cooling location for residents. Diane Moffitt says employees have been doing everything they can to help.
The workers, they have been here around the clock. Yeah. These people came here yesterday and they didn't leave till midnight. So whatever we've been suffering with, they making sure everybody eat, everybody got enough to drink.
Folks living here have been offered a new place to stay, but so far no one has accepted that offer.
Nobody wanted to leave. Everybody just bonding together. People done been through worse than a small blackout. Yeah. You know, we're not hungry. We can still shower. It's lights in the daytime.
Residents tell us they were told the electrical issues should be fixed sometime the next week. We'll follow up to make sure that happens. Reporting in Muncie, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
And Joseph Anderson, the CEO of the Muncie Housing Authority, tells RTV6 that starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, contractors will be working around the clock in 12-hour shifts to repair the electrical issues. He also says officials are looking into hotels in case they have to move residents out during repairs.
It is a beautiful night to take a walk downtown. Now that those uncomfortable heat and humidity are gone, and right now temperatures are in the 60s at this hour. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking changes. Kevin.
How about that? Lafayette is 62 degrees now. Remember, just a couple nights ago, overnight lows were at 76. It's been a while, 31 days since temperatures have dropped into the 50s in Indianapolis. Winds have changed now out of the north-northwest. That will drive in the cooler, drier air into central Indiana and set the stage for a couple of cool mornings. Logansport's at 61, 3 degrees warmer in Frankfort. In other words, it feels good everywhere. Temperature 69 in Bedford. In the morning, as cool as 54 in Peru, but should be widespread 50s to start your Tuesday. That will come with lots of sunshine. By noon, we're at 75. Your afternoon high tomorrow, 81. We'll focus on humidity and how long that will stay low coming up.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. After months of asking her landlord for help, a woman on the northeast side is finally getting roof repairs after reaching out to RTV6. We contacted the property manager last week on behalf of Phyllis Alexander. Management told RTV6 they would replace the roof and are in the process of taking bids from contractors. Today, crews filled a hole in the roof with cement as a temporary fix. We will continue to check on the project until it's complete. Now, if you have a problem and need help getting results, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Children across Indiana can enroll in pre-kindergarten programs for free thanks to a state-funded initiative. But parents have to apply to be considered. On My Way Pre-K gives low-income families access to a pre-K education. It recently expanded statewide. Lisa Lawrence's granddaughter, Giselle, is already in the program.
It's helping our family financially, of course, and just the opportunities because she goes to IU Day Learning Center, and they do a lot of things for the children. They have an excellent curriculum. They give you daily learning plans.
Here within Marion County, we have about 250 programs that can accept On My Way Pre-K, so families have a lot of opportunities for choice and can make the decision that works best for their child.
Here are some of the requirements for this program. Your child must be 4 years old by August 1st. The parent must be working, going to school, or in job training. And there are income guidelines. For more info, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story.
New tonight, House and Senate leaders are promising to vote quickly on a budget deal. President Trump and bipartisan congressional leaders agreed to a 2-year, $1.3 trillion budget this evening. The deal sets federal funding levels for the next 2 years and allows continued borrowing. The House is expected to vote first, with the Senate voting before leaving for summer recess next week. A popular credit monitoring company could owe you money. Today, the Federal Trade Commission announced a settlement in the Equifax breach that impacted nearly 150 million Americans. The company agreed to pay up to $700 million as part of the agreement. The payouts will help compensate people who bought credit or identity monitoring services from Equifax or paid any other expenses as a result of that data breach in 2017.
Americans have a right to have confidence that their personal, confidential information will be protected by those who compel us to release it to them. That's why we're holding Equifax accountable.
You can get up to $20,000 if you were a victim of the data breach. A judge still has to approve the settlement. Once that happens, you will have 6 months to claim your benefits either online or by mail.
Can Chicago learn from Indianapolis when it comes to preventing violence? That's the goal of a visit planned for tomorrow. Community activists, law enforcement, and members of the clergy will meet with the 10-Point Coalition Tuesday. 10-Point President Reverend Charles Harrison says the visit will focus on the organization's partnership approach between the community and police. The Chicago group will go on a street patrol with 10-Point and meet with city government and police representatives.
Violence is hitting close to the classroom for a teacher on the far east side of Indianapolis. Now she's calling on the city to do more to protect kids.
I've had 2 8th graders in just my homeroom shot this year. Shot. These aren't grown men. These aren't gang members. These are just kids playing outside their own home.
Those shootings are prompting Jennifer Nagel to speak out. She teaches at Phelan Leadership Academy and has been an educator for more than 2 decades. Nagel feels like good kids are being forgotten. She wants their stories to be heard.
I've got this great 13-year-old boy desperately trying to take notes with a hand that's been all bandaged up with a gunshot wound. And how is he supposed to care that our country declared independence in 1776? Well, he can't write his own notes with his hand because he's been shot at a birthday party.
Nagel wants elected officials to talk to students and ask them what they need. RTV6 took her questions directly to Mayor Joe Hogsett's office. We'll let you know when we hear back.
The former leader of the union that represents Indianapolis teachers faces up to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to embezzling money. Rondalyn Cornett is accused of funneling more than $100,000 from the union. She served as president of the Indianapolis Education Association from November 2013 to November of last year. Investigators say Cornett used her position and authority to use the union's debit card, write checks, and withdraw money. A sentencing date is not set yet. And tomorrow, Hamilton Southeastern schools will cut the ribbon on a new elementary school. Southeastern Elementary School is on Cynthia Ann Road, north of 126th Street. It's the district's 13th kindergarten through 4th grade building. The building will open to students on August 7th, the first day of school.
An Indianapolis landmark that symbolizes peace is now back to normal after someone wrote on it. The Kennedy King Memorial Initiative says it appears someone wrote on the monument using chalk, so it did come off easily. The landmark on the north side commemorates the site where Robert Kennedy gave a speech on the night of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. The initiative says the messages were not derogatory and were simply an act of passion. 4 pounds of marijuana is off the streets after a traffic stop in western Indiana. State troopers in Warren County found the drugs early this morning. After stopping a speeding car on State Road 63 in Warren County, they arrested the driver on possession and dealing charges.
Parking restrictions along the Red Line route are now in effect. Indigo says IMPD will strictly enforce no parking areas, and you are encouraged to read signs carefully and not park in places with white hash mark pavement markings, especially along College. For specific information on the restrictions, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story. Work on the Red Line is in the home stretch. The 13-mile bus line from Broad Ripple and the University of Indianapolis is scheduled to debut on September 1st.
Based on where I was and where my wife became and found me afterward, I felt roughly 50 to 70 feet.
Honeymoon horror. New and next, a tropical vacation almost turns deadly for a newlywed Central Indiana couple.
And a little later, an Indianapolis company that's well known to the Pentagon is hiring Hoosiers. No experience required. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
At Ross, yes for less.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
I don't remember the rope snapping. I just remember 1 minute I'm climbing down this rope trail, and then the next minute I'm sitting with a pile, sorry, I'm going to get a little graphic, but sitting with a pile of bloody vomit around me with my wife trying to stand me back up to help me back up the crater.
A newly married Crawfordsville couple should be back in Central Indiana soon. Instead, they're in a hospital in a different country. After an accident, Clay Chastain and his wife, Akemi, need help to return home from their honeymoon in St. Kitts. Now, the couple was hiking last Thursday when they came across a rope leading down into a dormant volcano. Clay started the climb down when the rope snapped, and he says he fell about 70 feet down a steep incline. His wife climbed down after him and found him badly hurt at the bottom. She helped him walk almost 4 miles to get help, and tonight Clay is still in the hospital in St. Kitts, recovering from a concussion and a skull fracture. I talked to him over Skype, and he explained what he would have done differently.
One would be to hire a guy, because I'm sure they know which parts are safe and which parts are not, and how long those ropes have been up there, and how safe they are to use. And then two would just be that, another one is just, first of all, never travel. If you're going to do anything like this, never do it alone, because I don't know if I would have made it out of there completely one piece without my wife there to help carry me out. And then if you're going to do anything like this, just make sure you're properly secured.
Due to Clay's injuries, he cannot take a commercial flight home and needs an air ambulance to get back into the States. Their insurance will not cover the emergency air transport that cost at least $29,000. A GoFundMe has been set up to help the new couple get home and to help cover the continued medical expenses. If you want to help them out, you can find that link on our website at theindychannel.com and click on this story.
The National Urban League Conference kicks off in Indianapolis this week, and several presidential hopefuls will be there. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Bill de Blasio, Cory Booker, Pete Buttigieg, and Amy Klobuchar are among the Democratic candidates scheduled to speak at the event. The conference goes from Wednesday through Saturday at the Convention Center. It will include panel discussions, workshops, community events like health screenings, back-to-school giveaways, and a job fair. Hiring Hoosiers talked to Urban League leaders about the job fair. Tony Mason, president and CEO of the Indianapolis Urban League, says a big part of the conference is helping people advance their careers and access job opportunities.
This provides an opportunity for individuals, regardless of their walk of life, regardless of their educational level, whether or not they have credentials, that they can come and have access to recruiters and employers who are looking to hire people.
The free career fair is Saturday from 11 to 5 at the Convention Center. Dozens of companies will be there, including Eli Lilly, UPS, and Honda.
An Indianapolis-based manufacturer that you may have never heard of serves clients around the world and is looking for employees to meet the demand for its product. Thomas & Skinner is located right off the Monon Trail. The facility makes magnets that help commercial airplanes function. They're also used in defense weapon systems. The company offers training for new employees, but people with experience are considered very valuable.
We are hiring people at all different skill levels. So we are training people on the job. We are also looking for people that have specific skills in running machines, grinding machines specifically, also CNC machines. Those are very valuable employees to us, and we can't get enough of them.
Thomas & Skinner offers shares in the company, a free health clinic, 401k, monthly bonuses. If you are interested in learning more about careers with the company, go to hiringhoosiers.com and click on this story.
Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory promised that we get a break from that oppressive heat by Monday, and he was right.
And it feels so good.
It does. Temperatures in the, I'm not saying you need to dress in layers tomorrow morning. Just enjoy temperatures in the 50s, and we'll do that a few times. The best part is this is here for the week, generally speaking, and you get the theme of the week right there. We'll be dry. Next 5 days, really, there's one opportunity, it looks like, for rain in the 7-day planner, and that'll come later in the weekend. I know some of you may still need some rain, despite the fact that there were heavy downpours in spots yesterday. As far as our temperatures, actually below average for a couple of days. This whole month, we've been running above average. We've had 5 straight days prior to today where temperatures were well into the 90s. We should reach 90 degrees once again within this 7-day planner. And you see this slow but steady climb back to summer warmth. Tomorrow, very nice, still comfortable. Wednesday, just choose the adjective you want to describe these days. The best part of what's going on here, the humidity scale, will be at the bottom of the scale this time instead of way over here pegging the needle in the tropical air. We'll call it somewhere between just great and comfortable. Temperature right now in Lafayette, 62. Crawfordsville, look at you, 59 degrees there in Montgomery County, 61 in Greencastle. The driest air, which allows the temperature to fall the most, is just northwest of Indy. I think that's where we'll see some of our cooler temperatures. Tipton at 63. Everybody destined to fall into the 50s, not just tomorrow morning, I think Wednesday morning as well. Many of you watching right now may have your windows open, letting some of that fresh air in, the drier air. Temperatures slowly start to warm as far as low temperatures too, but low temperatures in the last few days have been in the mid-70s. Tons of sun tomorrow. Temperatures push 80 degrees. The wind's still out of the north, a favorable direction. Keep that humidity down, and also the temperatures below average. From north to south, everybody enjoying a break from the warmth. Temperatures today, of course, were in the 70s, but it took a long time for the clouds and showers to break and the sun to come out. Tomorrow we'll have more consistent sunshine from start to finish, and that north wind. Wednesday, we'll add a couple of degrees. That's really the only change. We've still got lots of sunshine in the forecast, still have low humidity. Gradually warmer temperatures as we get to Thursday and Friday. By Friday, we're at 88. Low humidity, still sunshine. And into the weekend we go. What happens over the weekend, the lows are starting to get a little warmer, 68 by Sunday morning. There's your afternoon high for the second half of the weekend, but I think that's also a day where you'll start to notice the humidity. At least it'll be on your mind. That humidity builds again on Sunday. Here's your 7-day planner. Pretty consistently comfortable all week long. The humidity doesn't really show up until we get to late weekend. Early next week is our next best chance for any shower and thunderstorm activity. Overnight lows the next 2 mornings, 3 mornings really. Enjoy upper 50s to around 60.
Well, tomorrow is Packet Pickup Day for Colts Camp volunteers. Every year, hundreds of people donate their time to help make training camp a success. The camp kicks off this week at Grand Park in Westfield. So in addition to watching the team practice, there are many other activities and attractions for fans. It's free to attend, but you need tickets, which you can download on the Colts website. People look forward to this every year because there's so much going on.
There's so much great access to the team that you're not going to have once they get back to the complex and get ready for the regular season. So if you want to go watch these guys practice, this is the time to do it. It's a good time.
Down 42.
Right. So you've heard of the PGA Tour, right? You've heard of the LPGA Tour. You've heard of the Champions Tour. Well, that's nothing compared to the Top Golf Tour, where they're there for a lot of money. The spotlight when the News 11 continues.
I see what you did there.
Huntington, welcome.
Welcome back. Good evening. With the British Open over the weekend, it's hard to believe now all 4 of golf's majors are done for the year. Unless you're talking about the championship golf played in Fishers tonight. No 3-putts, no sand traps. Heck, no walking for that matter. Still a chance at some major money. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
You've seen the nets rising high above Interstate 69, and inside, players are taking swings at one of the hottest spots in Hamilton County. Top Golf Fishers remains wildly popular nearly 2 years after opening. Tonight, 40 players are taking the game a little more seriously.
Doesn't matter how good or bad you are, it's fun to be here. We're on the same level out here, depending on the game that you play, so it's just fun for everybody.
It's the final stop on the National Top Golf Tour. Think of it like the Open Championship, but with a side of chicken fingers. The simple version of the game is this. Players try to hit various targets set up inside the those big nets. Points are rewarded for accuracy and distance. There are many variations, but golfers of any skill level can pick it up quickly.
The tour is not super competitive. We bring in that fun atmosphere too for those golfers that maybe aren't that great, because they have the opportunity to kind of come out and be in this atmosphere and then go head to head with some other players as well.
What makes a good Topgolf player, you think?
Hitting the targets, hitting it straight. Because even if you don't hit the target that you're aiming at, if you hit a worm burner in normal golf, it won't go very far, but here it'll roll, and maybe fall into a target, so you can get lucky.
The defending champs are regular league players here, taking another shot at moving on to nationals.
It's a game that takes some skill, but there's a lot of luck as well, and we were extremely lucky to make it out to Vegas last year.
It was awesome. You know, we had a lot of fun, a lot of perks to going out there, a lot of free stuff, so we had a blast. Didn't play our best, but that's why we're back this year.
20 teams of 2 compete here. The winners will play for $50,000 at the finals in Las Vegas.
I think it's really about accuracy and just being able to get those targets and really kind of zone in on what they're doing here tonight.
And who knows, maybe this game will lead to a big payoff. In Fishers, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
All right, no more golf for the Colts this summer. It's finally here. Training camp begins this week. The veterans report Wednesday with the first open practice set for Thursday up at Grant Park in Westfield. Today, the team tweaking their 90-man roster, placing wide receiver Reese Fountain on the active non-football injury list. No further word on the exact injury, though, that the wide receiver has. Fountain was the team's 5th-round draft pick last year. Well, the summer short track schedule continues. Trip to Greenfield today. Check in on the sprint car racer, C.J. Leary. The 23-year-old leads the Indiana Sprint Week standings halfway through the championship. He has an 11-point lead over Chris Windham and a 21-point advantage over Brady Bacon. Ironically, he leads the points despite not winning a race yet this week. He finished a close second Thursday, though, at Gas City.
I've heard that all week, because you got to look at the big picture with all these podium finishes, but we're here to win races, and that's what it's all about. If we can win races, the points will take care of themselves.
Is there any one of these 4 tracks you most look forward to in this stretch coming up this week?
I'm probably looking forward to Hobstock the most. It's the last race of the week, and hopefully we can get to there and just kind of cruise through the night.
Yeah, remaining schedule, 2 nights off before hitting the action track in Terre Haute. Thursday, they're at Lincoln Park Speedway in Putnamville, Bloomington on Friday, and as you mentioned, Hobstock Saturday night, biggest week of the year in sprint car racing. All right, finally tonight, first and foremost from Chicago, we've covered the stories all summer. Young fans, some adults getting hit by foul balls at baseball games. Will credit the White Sox in trying to make a move to avoid all that. Tonight, they're the first major league club to put up netting from foul pole to foul pole. Beside the outfield, the fans completely protected by netting, at least those sitting down low. First of many clubs, I'm sure, to do this, perhaps all in 2020. We'll see. Sox, by the way, beat the Marlins tonight 9-1.
Taking the measures.
Double-edged sword, though, because the fans down low could not get autographs.
True.
You got the netting.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
All right, we'll be right back.
Financing for 60 months on 2019 Jetta models.
The Bachelorette finale starts next week, and if you still have Bachelor fever after the show ends, mark your calendar for August 15th. That's when the Indianapolis Indians will host Bachelor Night at Victory Field. Players will not compete for roses, but former Bachelor and Warsaw native Ben Higgins will be there. Fans can meet him from 5:30 to 6:30 in PNC Plaza near Center Field. $1 from each game ticket purchased with promo code BACHELOR will go to Ben's Generous Movement organization.
It's got to be the grand finale next week, because this was a finale. There's a lot of fireworks. There was a lot going on. It really was. You know, since it's clear out and it's comfortable, I could kind of pay attention. 81 tomorrow.
The most emotional ever.
Yes.
It was drama.
Men tell all. I guess they're men all the drama.
We'll tell it all, too.
It's all about you.
It's all you guys. It's all you guys.